Hi and welcome to a belated episode of Jay's Walks. It has been a while since my last video, but life just gets in the way sometimes. However, I'm happy to be back with a great walk, this one sporting some fine views, a little bit of history, and of course some great English countryside. So, let's get on with it. Cue intro. Situated between Hitchin to the north and Luton just a couple of kilometres to the west, today we start our walk in the lovely Chiltern village of Lilley. Lilley boasts as being on some of the highest ground in the region, giving this 14-kilometre walk some stunning views overlooking Bedfordshire. Easily accessible from the A1 and M1 motorways, Lilley can be reached from central London in under an hour. Leaving Lilley from the northeast, we head up an initial steep climb towards the old 17th century racecourse plateau of Lilleyhoo. From here, the walk is relatively flat to Telegraph Hill. A beach-lined avenue leads us downhill along one of the oldest roads in England, the WWID, and before leading us to Galley Hill. Finally, onto Warden Hill, the highest point at 195 metres, overlooking Luton town, the rolling hill country and flat downland of Bedfordshire. The walk then continues down the rolling hillside and back to the church at Lilley. This is the first of the ascents, relatively steep. Just going up towards Lilleyhoo, or Lilleyhoo. Much of Lilley is about 250 years old. Even though there's been a population here for much longer, the WWID is only 20 minutes north of here, and there's people been going up and down that path for at least 5,000 years. Lilleyhoo was once an area of just a sheep grazed common, but in 1944 much of it was ploughed up due to the wartime food shortages. During the 17th and 18th century, this area was once a popular racecourse, and it's been said that the unpopular George IV used to have meetings here, along with the nobility from far and wide. You can still see the ruts in the ground that were made by the carriages of the gentry that used to attend here during the races.
Fortunately, it's quite flat from waypoint 3 to waypoint 5, which is all across just open fields. As you can see, it's pretty flat, which is nice, especially after that steep ascent right at the beginning. I really must be more fit.
At waypoint 6, I chose to deviate around Who Bit, which is out in the open and enjoys some fine views over the Pegston Hills. This is an alternate route to the original, marked in red, which is through some woodland.
I'm back on the Icknield Way trail now, and took just a very small deviation just to look at the Pegston Hills. So we're coming down the Icknield Way towards waypoint 7.
I usually film walks I've never walked before, something to do with the spontaneity of filming in a new place. But at this point of today's walk, things started to look a little familiar.
It's only just occurred to me that I've been down this path before. I thought I recognised the last kilometre or so, because I never usually do a walk twice. But obviously in this case the walks have kind of crossed over each other. I don't know whether I find that disappointing or not. It's been cloudy all day with really black clouds, but no rain so far, fingers crossed. Not totally alone.
Long ago in the 16th and 17th century, Galley Hill was used as a burial ground for the local witches, and a little later on was also a place of public execution. It was on this hill that the town authorities built a gibbet which consisted of a wooden post and an arm from which hung the bodies of those who had been sent to the scaffold for theft or violence. This served as a warning and deterrent to local criminals and thieves.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit too dramatic, but one thing's for sure, if this were 200 years ago and you were sent here, it would be for one reason and one reason only, and that would be to die.
Oh well, with that happy thought planted firmly in my head, it was onwards and upwards, or in this case downwards, to reach our next stop, Warden Hill.
Another steep ascent, this time up Warden Hill, and we're going towards the trig point this time, which is the highest point of the walk at 195 metres. And that's Galley Hill behind us.
Having now reached Galley and Warden Hill, it certainly felt I was at the pinnacle of the walk, but I took comfort in knowing that the remainder of the walk would be downhill.
Waypoint 18. This marks the end of a beautiful walk. There are some fantastic views, but you have to climb to get to them. So I guess that's the price you have to pay. Pick a clear day. The views are very far reaching. Good paths all along really. Got a little bit lost on the coming from the trig point off Warden Hill, but a wonderful walk, very enjoyable. Thanks for watching.